Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of my F1 2013 Classic Career Mode here in Singapore, the Sweatfest that is Singapore. Singapore even. So, hope you enjoyed the last episode. Hopefully we can get another win here and increase our hand on the title. So, I will now go into the race for the Singapore Grand Prix. So as you can see there then, not the best starting positions for our team, but as the lights come on now, it's 4 lights, 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go for the Singapore Grand Prix here. And we get off to a amazing start. Mansell has just decided not to move for some reason off the start line. Well, he did move, but you know what I mean. As we go around the outside of everyone into the first corner, and we're now in first place. I mean, what is going on? And moving on to lap 2 now, coming down into the second sector, we've managed to outbrake ourselves and we've bottled it. Yes, I'm expecting all the comments now, oh, he's a bottle job, oh, you know, all that stuff. But I honestly outbroke myself there. So, as we now come out in 9th place. So, yeah, coming, and then somehow, like, I mean, yes, I may have cut the corner there a little bit. But overtaking Ralf Schumacher there for an 8th place, and now moving on to lap 4 this straight. We're now going to go around the outside of Scheckter, but there's a car round. I don't know who it is. It's either Mansell or Coulthard. It's one of those cars, and I can confirm. I did check on the replays afterwards that it was Coulthard. So unfortunately, it wasn't Mansell, and my hopes and dreams were dashed within seconds. So, moving on now to lap 7 for our first pit stop, we've managed to close up a lot to Michael Schumacher as we are now coming into the pit lane. There is somehow one of the weirdo livery of the Williams cars still ahead of us. We actually jumped Schumacher in the pit lane, so that's a good job there by the pit crew there. So coming out now into the Grand Prix, back out onto the racetrack, we join in 8th place still. So hopefully we can get a better position in 8th. As we are now right behind our teammate in 5th. So a few people have made their pit stops. For some reason I forgot to show it in the video, but a few people that were ahead of me after I made my pit stop hadn't stopped yet. So they've now made their pit stop and we are now up into 4th. So moving on now to lap 17, coming around this corner now, and we've gone straight into the wall and we've got a puncture. Oh, this Grand Prix just goes from bad to worse, doesn't it? Oh, I mean, I'm telling you, when I was racing this Grand Prix, it was just so difficult to race in. It's because Singapore is such a sweat fest, you have to concentrate so hard when you're going around the track. It's just unbelievable. So now we're going to lose even more time in the pit lane, as we now come in for an unscheduled stop. I mean, I was meant to stop this lap anyway, lap 18. So, you know, I'm only stopping a lap ahead of schedule. But as we now get out, somehow still doing a 5.4 second pit stop with a puncture. Don't know how my team managed to do that. But moving on now, coming out into the pit lane, just ahead of Gerhard Berger. This is how low this Grand Prix has gone so far. And I mean just ahead of Gerhard Berger. He's right there. But moving on now to lap 20, everyone else is making their pit stops, and we somehow managed to get out right behind Irvine. Bear in mind, he was in 2nd when I got that puncture, and we're now side by side with him in the 2nd corner. I really don't know what was going on with him, but we now go down the inside of him, like we stay side by side, we've now gone down the inside, and we've managed to successfully get past him. So moving on to lap 21 now. We're now coming around the first corner, nobody's come out of the pit lane, and we've braked on the curbing, and we've gone straight into the wall. And once again, the comments will be, oh, he's bottled it again, oh, all that stuff. So, yeah, we now have to try and pass Irvine once again. So, as he goes really defensive into the first corner, lap 26, we go around the outside of him into turn 1, and that's 4th place. And that was it, really. So, come around the final corner, to take 4th place in the Singapore Grand Prix. So then the final standings for this Grand Prix are that Mansell takes the win from Alain Prost, somehow Alain Prost as well up there, from my teammate Villeneuve, and then me. Unfortunately didn't have the best race, obviously, as you saw, but came in ahead of Eddie Irvine and Michael Schumacher and Scheckter and Coulthard, and they had the Schumacher and Gerhard Berger round out the top 10. So yeah, not the greatest race, if I'm honest. But I have just looked at this recording and I didn't record the instructors on this recording either, so sorry about that. But in the driver standings, we're now 16 points ahead of Mansell, so hopefully we can get this up. And if you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like and comment, and I will see you next time for the next Grand Prix. Goodbye!